Here with Iowa head coach Kirk Ferentz. Coach, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm good. I'm
Excellent.
just trying to put in perspective the career that you've had at Iowa in particular, both as a head coach and as an assistant. You get asked about this often enough that you have a good answer as to what's it been like for you to spend most of your career at Iowa?
It's pretty unusual in this day and age right now. And ironically, I grew up in Pittsburgh. So, probably the closest thing the Steelers have had 3 head coaches since 1969. We've had 2 since 1979. So, been very, very fortunate, very unique. And right along with that, we've had 3 athletic directors since 1970. So, if you come examine the programs at Iowa, a lot of stability there. A lot of our coaches have long tenures.
And a lot of the coaches that have worked for you, worked with you, played for you, have also had really outstanding careers. We were just talking about newest addition to our team, Coach Stoops, former Oklahoma head coach and one of my favorite people. Can you tell us a good story about Coach Stoops?
I can. First of all, I'm happy for Bob in his retirement, but college football lost a really good man. Not only an excellent coach, but a really good man. But what a tremendous human being. He was a junior when I got to Iowa in 1981, junior on that first Rose Bowl team, first championship team for Coach Fry. And interestingly enough, he and Andre Tippett are both going to go into the College Football Hall of Fame this year together, both teammates, and just tremendous impacts. Now, Bob stayed on as a coach, a young coach at GA, and then became a part-time coach with us. But little known fact is he saved my marriage. I think it was 84, 85. My wife sent me out to paint our house. We had a wood frame, 3-bedroom house, and I'd still be out there working on it right now. Bob grew up painting houses. His dad was a high school coach, so they painted houses in the summer. And he did all the trim for me. There was a big peak. He got up on a ladder, up on his tippy toes getting that. I'd still be trying to get that done. So we always joke about it. He saved my whole marriage that year.
How have you been able to keep yourself enthusiastic about what you do? And I mean that not just as a coach, but there's a lot of folks that don't get to do a job for 23 years and don't want to. But apparently, you enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah, I've been really fortunate. Going back to 10th grade, I was impacted by a high school coach, and I knew I wanted to coach and teach. So, and a lot of times you think you know things, and that's not true, but this one panned out. It's really what I love doing and have all the way through. I've never had to have a job, so I became a head coach, not intentionally, it just happened. But I enjoyed being a line coach. I enjoyed being a high school coach. I've never had a bad job. So I think part of that's just, it's what I like doing. So fortunately, I'm doing something I like doing. I'm in a place where I really like doing it, and I'm with people I have a lot of respect for. And not only respect for them, but I like them. So I think there's a good environment that way. And, I just, right now, I still get anxious about games. I get anxious about seasons. And I get excited about both those things. So as long as you have that feeling, why quit? And if there's one good thing that came out of the pandemic, my wife, after about 10, 14 days, gave me permission to keep working because she decided I shouldn't be in the house with her too much, too extensively. That became very apparent to her.
Might be why Bob has a job now.
There you go.
Might be a part of it.
Yeah, it could be something to that. Yeah.
So I'm going to give you a name, Coach,
Sure.
and tell me what you think of it. Duke Slater.
Yeah, greatness and pioneer. If you think about that, he's a great football player at the University of Iowa. They've got a beautiful bronze. I don't know if you want to call it a statue, but it's a projection out of our stadium now, Kinnick on the other end. But just a tremendous career at the University of Iowa. A really good story about him coming to the University of Iowa. First black lineman in the NFL, going in the NFL Hall of Fame this year, coincidentally. And as I understand it, one of the first black judges in the Chicagoland area. So not only a tremendous football player at Iowa, but also a tremendous student and a very respected adult person in his adult life. So, just a very, very special person in our history.
One of the things that I've always been pressed about this league, as an outsider looking in and really getting to know it, is how long it has been around. Yeah. And him having played in 1918, 1921 tells me a lot about, goodness me, how long Iowa's been playing football. But last year was unlike any other year that anybody's ever had. Even for you, who has seen, I like to think, most of this game as it has evolved over the last 40 years so plus. What was last year like for you?
It was memorable first and foremost. Okay. You know, you ask about what keeps you going. And last year was a very challenging year for our entire country, whether you talk about the medical aspect, the social justice issues, all the things that were going on and right in front of us last year. So it's a great reminder, I think, in life that you never have things figured out. You think you've seen a lot, and you know, as you get older, you have seen a lot, but you've never seen everything, and there's no way to be prepared for everything that can come at you. But I also think, you know, right along with that, it takes you right back to your fundamentals. It's like sports, right? When the wheels start coming off in football, you fall back on your fundamentals. I think you do the same thing in life, and you put trust in people, you listen to people, you hear what they have to say, and then you try to plan an intelligent path moving forward. And whether it was the COVID, the social justice issues, that's exactly what we did last year. So in some strange way, as hard as the year was, as challenging as the year was, it was gratifying when December came around, because we were able to overcome a lot of obstacles and overcome a lot of things that we faced in a positive way.
I want to pivot to what I think are some fun questions, Coach,
Sure.
So by all means have fun with them. The first one is, can you say 3 nice things about your rival?
No, I can't do that. Why would I? I mean, you know.
Well,
and which rival?
Well, see, there you go.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Well, when I asked Coach Frost, he told a story about you being kind enough to him to call him after the passing of his father. Yeah. And that was one of the first things that he pointed to. And I wanted to be sure that you knew that and you shared that. Yeah.
Well, I'll just share with you on that. I went through that in 2004. My dad passed in the season. And, you know, so obviously, like a lot of things in life, when you've walked down a path, you know, you have a better appreciation, understanding. But, you know, losing a parent is something nobody wants to go through. And but I can also say as a parent, no parent wants their children to go before the parent. That's the only good thing I can share there. But, yeah, it's just, hey, we're all humans.
But not everybody reaches out, Coach.
Wow.
I appreciate that you did. Before I let you go, I had the audacity to put together what I thought of was the best all-time offense and defense Big Ten history. Who did I leave off?
Man. You could be here debating for a long time.
That's kind of the point.
Well, there's 2 of these. I didn't see that.
Well, I got offense and defense.
I got you. You know, you think about impactful players, and we've had so many great players the last 20-plus years. The igniter for us, I'm looking at Jack Tatum, the igniter for us was Bob Sanders.
Oh, man.
So a 5'8" guy impacted our program like a giant. The first time he went on the field as a starter, our tempo just picked up. He did it on special teams from day one, but we played Wisconsin. He started his first game against Wisconsin in 2000, and it just changed the tempo and our demeanor. And we grew into a really good defensive team and have been good ever since. So I would suggest he might be a guy that you consider.
Tremendous short king energy. You know, tremendous.
The only one I would also throw out there is, I'm trying to see if he's on here, Reggie Roby.
No, he's not on there.
You know, but, and I don't know anything about punting or kicking, anything special teams wise, but when you can hear a ball the way he punted a ball, that's a good sign.
Okay.
Like there's just, you know, it sounded like a gun going off when he hit the ball. It just, I've never seen like it.
Wow.
In my time coaching. So just a phenomenal talent and a great human being, great guy. So I'll throw that one out there for you too.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Iowa coach Kirk Ferentz, thank you so much, sir.
It's my pleasure visiting with you. Thank you.
Hey kinfolk, I appreciate you for watching. Subscribe here and ring the bell so you don't miss the latest upload to the channel. Also, be sure to watch more videos here, like FS1 Studio shows and the best from Fox Sports and Fox Sports Digital.